first question. Before filming this, have you ever used a payphone?
No.
I don't
Very
even know.
much.
Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watch Your Pass. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watch Your Pass. Today I'm joined by Dupree Young, the star of 1-800 Hot Night, which is coming to theaters and on demand on November 4th, 2022. We're going to talk to him right now, but while you're watching, if you could like and subscribe to this channel, that would be fantastic. I'll spend a lot. Thank you. So thanks so much for joining me. This is Dupree Young, the star of 1-800 Hot Night, which is coming to theaters and on demand on November 4th, 2022. It is a fun, at times very real and raw coming of age story that stars Dallas, who does a fantastic job. It was an amazing performance, and it's just a really entertaining and kind of heartfelt film. So thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait to talk to you.
I mean, I feel like we should be doing this over the phone. Like, do you have like a landline over there?
I know. Do I have? I wish I had something near me. Maybe next time for sure.
Do you even have a landline? I don't even know if those exist anymore.
To be honest, I do. I'm one of the only people who I know who have one. My mom has kept one all these years.
That's smart, because I think like if cell phone goes down, the landline should still work. So you should be good to go in that instance.
Yep, there you go.
Awesome. So I'm just curious, like, how did you get involved in this film? It's such an interesting role. It's such kind of a mature role for you. How did you get involved in this film? Like, how did this come across your desk? What appealed to about you, or what appealed to you about the film?
Yeah. Well, the first thing that appealed to me was the name. I was very shocked, honestly, that I got an audition called 1-800 Hot Night. But I remember getting this audition, and then I auditioned for both the role of Steve and Tommy. And I felt like I connected with Tommy a little bit more, and I thought that he was like a really special character to me, and that we related on a spiritual level. And then I decided to do that audition. I went through the callback, and then I did the chemistry read, and I got to really have conversations with both Mylen Bradford and Gerrison Machado. And we just talked about experiences, and our chemistry was really good and really raw and important. And then next thing you know, we found out we got the role. And it was smooth sailing after that. We realized that this was going to be a special project from the get-go, but that really appealed to me, the name, and then also just the character relationship that I have with Tommy.
Not gonna lie, the name does kind of like pique your interest, but then you're like, ooh, should I be watching this movie? But
Exactly.
then,
Right.
What did your parents say when you told them, like, hey, I got this great starring role? It's called 1-800 Hot Night, but wait, you have to watch the film. Like, how did they take that?
Yeah, so I remember for my callback, my mom decided to read the script with me. And at first she was very skeptical, very, very skeptical. But she realized, like, as she continued to read, how great of a project this really was and how special it is and how like this really needs to go out into the audience, into the world. And then when I told my dad, he was loving it. He was like, oh, this seems like a special project. Congratulations. And the best thing about it is, like, whenever I found out that I booked the role, I was with my grandma and my mom. My grandma had not read it yet, and then I told her the name of it. She was like, I was like, just you'll be able to watch it. It's gonna be a good one. But yeah, everybody was really supportive, even though they were skeptical at times.
Yeah, she's like, are you that desperate for roles? Like, no, just wait.
Right, just wait, watch.
And how about your friends? Like, I love that the number is such a forbidden fruit in this movie. I imagine maybe your friends, you have to do the same thing with your friends. Like, hey, I got this role. Just wait till you see it. Just wait.
Yeah, I mean, my friends, they were really excited about the name. They were like, ooh, that sounds interesting. Sounds fascinating. So yeah, they were very supportive as well. And they thought that it was going to be a great film.
Awesome.
And also, the best thing about it is two of my friends from my hometown actually flew out to LA, and they got to be extras in one of the scenes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's super special.
Yeah, so that's something that we'll never forget.
And then after, you all just stayed out all night in LA, one of the safest cities in the world, and just kind of like hung and went around, right?
Exactly. There we go.
I love that you talked that you like met your co-stars and kind of interacted with them before, because the chemistry between you three was just so much fun to watch. Like, it felt very organic. There's always a risk when you've got young actors, like maybe they'll overdo it, but it felt very, very real to me, at least. So I love that you had that much time. How much time did you get to spend before that, and how much time do you spend on set just hanging out, like between takes and whatnot?
Yeah, so we spent about maybe a month prior to filming, just having communication on Zoom and being able to talk about character development and scene strategies and all of this different stuff. And also like character dynamic between each other, between the girls, between the parents, all of that. And then whenever we're on set, we had a great experience. I mean, there were so many times, so many bloopers where we're just having fun, goofing around. And then whenever the camera's on, we were focused, and a lot of it was improvising, honestly. So it was really natural, really authentic, and that's why it came out that way on screen.
I love that you mentioned that because I was going to ask, right? Like you got, kids just kind of being kids in this movie. So I was wondering how much of it was written, how much of it was improvised. It was probably, I guess it was probably somewhere in between, right? There were important things you had to get, but then y'all could just kind of do what you wanted in between the main points.
Yeah, the important lines, we decided to stick to the script, but the ones where we could just have fun with it and then be natural, be authentic, that we decided to improvise it, especially like the steak burger scenes. We just were improvising it throughout the entire time. And then also the phone booth, we're improvising.
That's some fun improvisation.
It definitely was interesting ones for sure.
And I love that you got to be a kid in a movie about kind of growing up, and you got to kind of, it's like one more chance to just kind of be a kid and kind of straddle that line between being an adult and being a youth. Because I imagine like with your career, you are probably jumping full on into more kind of an adult aspect because you have to manage your career, you got to manage what projects you take and all that. So it must have been fun to kind of be able to just relax and enjoy this filming.
That was the best part about 100 High Night. I got to be a kid.
Yeah. And so did you have to do anything to get into character for this? Like it feels like a very organic role, but I wasn't sure if maybe there were things that you worked on or things that you researched to try to get into this whole character.
Yeah, I had conversations with the director, Nick Richey, autobiographical film. He understood everything about Tommy that we didn't even know about, and all of his life moments and his situations leading up to his character development in as Tommy, and basically just understanding his past and understanding like what he went through, so I can get a better feel of that, and also just putting myself in that mindset of the character, like putting myself in his shoes, think about where he's going through and like what he's going through, and also just about like his friendship with each other, and then also family. Family is a big thing for Tommy. So yeah, it's all of those different aspects that went into the preparation for this project.
Yeah, both his I don't know, biological family and then like the family he chooses to be around, his friends.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. That's awesome. It sounds like a really great film, or a really great filming experience. I know we have limited time, so I'd like to switch. I call it the lightning round. They're just very lightweight questions about the film. Try to keep them fun and answerable. You can feel free not to answer any of them. I will not be offended, but I try to keep them very answerable.
Okay.
First question. Before filming this, have you ever used a payphone?
No.
I don't even know. Where do they find that? Did they go to
I
like
have no idea. No idea.
When was the last time you actually called someone on the phone? Because I know that everything is pretty much done in text these days.
The last time I called somebody on the phone, oh, I was at school and I had to call my mom to pick me up after lifting.
Perfect. Have you ever spent like just a full night out, like, stay out until the sunrise? I mean, it could be out in the city, it could be camping, just, just hanging out with your friends.
I've never done that before. Only in hot night.
Yeah, only in there. I think it feels more fun than it actually is. I think the first few hours are really cool, and then you're like, okay, now it's like 1 in the morning. What do we do until the sun comes out?
Exactly. Right.
When was the last time you played mini golf?
For 1-800 Hot Night. That was
perfect.
literally the last time.
That works.
Yep.
So what was your first job? In this movie, your job was a paper route, but what was your very first job?
Ooh. If I'm being honest, my first job was honestly like an assistant for my teacher back in elementary school. But my first real job was a project called Murder Among Friends. That was an investigation discovery.
I love how it's like this very wholesome first job and then like Murder Among Friends.
And then like Murder Among Friends. Yes.
Next question. Have you ever read a newspaper?
No. I gotta be honest. I've never read.
I mean, it's true. It's very true in the film. Like newspapers are kind of going out, so that makes sense.
Yep.
Have you ever been night swimming?
Yeah, I think so. Probably like at like a party or something.
Perfect. And the next question is, do you know Pokemon?
Not really. If I'm being honest,
Oh,
not really. I have a cousin who used to love Pokemon, so he would kind of enlighten me about that. But ever since then, no.
you know what? That was something you had to get, into character for your role. So I love that. You had to
Exactly.
do some research.
There we go. Yep.
And the last question is, so in the movie, a certain jersey is very important to one of the characters. Do you have like a prize jersey or like a prize piece of sports memorabilia that you like above everything else?
Um. Ooh, a piece of memorabilia that I have is an Albert Pujols signed bat.
Hey, that's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep. Yep. That's the one.
That's perfect. So I know the film comes out today on November 4th, 2022. It comes out in theaters and on demand, so people can check it out in the theater. They can check it out in the comfort of their own home. You're out promoting the film. You're getting the word out. But after this, what's next for you? I imagine there's probably other projects on the horizon.
Yeah. At the moment, honestly, I'm just auditioning and trying to get another job, and I'm having fun just living life and seeing what's going on with this movie. I can't wait for the world to see it.
Very cool. I can't wait to hear the reaction as well. And so people should go out and see it. It's a great movie. It's really, really fun. It's also very real and raw at times, but it has that kind of nice through line. How can people follow you and learn more about your career and kind of follow you for the next project? Do you have social media? Do you have any sort of links?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram at Dallas Dupree Young. That's where all my professional stuff is there, so you can learn more about me.
Perfect. And so this is Dallas Dupree Young. He is the star of 1-800 Hot Night, which comes out November 4th, 2022 in theaters and on demand. Thank you so much for joining me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
That was Dallas Dupree Young, the star of 1-800 Hot Night, which is coming to theaters and on demand on November 4th, 2022. It is a fun, but at times very real coming of age movie that has some great stars, some wonderful music, and just a really interesting story. If you like this interview, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.